Welcome back, and today we are playing out the Focke-Wulf 189 at 2.7. Now this is the C variant and it functions basically the same as the A model, although slightly higher BR because that is 2.3 of course, but the main differences are going to be the cockpit here, which is basically not going to be pilot snipeable, neither is the gunner. It's completely covered with thick glass and armored plating. Of course you get a different gunner, which is actually a little bit more usable. It actually has a pretty good reach. The issue is still the twin booms that just get in the way. The plane is mighty slow. It rips at about 510 to 20 kilometers an hour in a dive, which is just absolutely nothing. And in a straight line, it's of course even slower. And together with that is the climb rate that is, well, it's basically a kite with two leaf blower engines. Because, well, it might not climb very well. It does have very good turn. The turn here is going to be the main party piece. It's actually really good, but it's slow. You don't have much climb rate, and even with the airspan, as you can see right here, people are still going to be above you. That is an issue, because the speed is also an issue when you're trying to go defensive, because when you go 300, it is pretty easy for people to just hold the trigger down and hit you anyway. Now this is a 3.7 game, where you really don't want to play this thing. You get bigger maps, meaning that your airspan means less. Together with the fact that we still have leaf blowers on the kite, you are going to be ending a kilometer below everyone in a plane that already doesn't have much energy to begin with. Now luckily it does turn very well, and if you are in a 1v1 you can turn with basically anyone, including Spitfires, including Buffaloes. Now Zeros are going to be a bit of an issue of course, but anything other than Japanese you can hang with. Granted, it's a 1v1. In a 2v1 it becomes a slight issue because, well, we just don't have the speed to change direction like you can in a 1v1. In a 1v1 you can use your position and your tight turning radius to sit within someone's turn, like we are gonna do right here. So we pull out of the way, we drop the flaps, he misses completely, and if he tries to go up here, I will just pull in without any issues at all, as you see right here. So that is all fine and dandy, but the second a second dude shows up, this becomes a bit of an issue, because guess what? You're now going 200 in front of the second guy. Now I'm forced to break off here from the Yak 1. I know that he's going to be getting a shot on me, but I'm gonna have to take this, because in a 2v1 I'm gonna have a bit of an issue. So I dump him into the ground. We do the same thing again, we go up over his nose. We drop the flaps, we try to not ram him. And then we pull back into the direction that he is flying. And I should be able to just gun him straight out of the air. Now there is someone shooting at me, but I genuinely do not care. I'm forced to kind of break off here. It's a Key 43, I'm not out-turning that anyway. And here comes the Hurricane. Now the Hurricane is something that I can deal with. The issue is that he is next to a Key 43. So I'm gonna try to make these guys overshoot. I'm gonna try to make the Key 43 compress, because that's realistically the only chance I'm ever gonna get. 500, he is compressing, pull out of the way. And then we try to reverse him in the hope that he has like a level 1 crew. We get some good hits in, but it's not quite enough. Luckily we have the ability to shoot at him here. I'm forced to take that shot even though this guy is shooting at me. Because for the, well, the Key 43 will just absolutely dumpster me. So I'm forced to take that fight. Hope that the Yak 9 doesn't go for me as I show him my ass. He does not, as he is distracted with someone else. Can't take the shot because of the LA5, so I'm just gonna go underneath him first. And then after he misses all his shots, I'm gonna pull straight vertical and shoot at the Hurricane. Thank you very much for playing. And now I need to go under this guy as quick as I can, so that he can't actually get the shots off, which he can do. The Focke-Wulf 189 has another issue, and that's the matchmaker. You are looking at a 2.7 plane that has 2.3 performance, because it just isn't fast enough, it doesn't climb well enough. But you do have the guns now, and the armor, as well as a better turret, so it makes sense that it's a higher battle rating. The issue is that 2.3 and lower basically only gets played in air arcade, meaning that when you run into those planes, it's going to be 6v6 and there really isn't much to shoot at. You are much more likely to get up tiered into 3.7, and that's why most of my games are full up tiers, because from 3.3 and up is basically where people start to play realistic. Meaning that your matchmaker is just absolutely terrible. Now I would still probably play this one over the 2.3 version for a very simple reason. And that is, it actually has some stopping power and I'm able to kill people quickly when I am in a 1v2 or 1v3. And that is massive because dealing with 1v2s is already the thing's biggest weakness. But then also needing a prolonged burst to down them makes it an absolute pain in the ass. So having the 15mm and 2 extra MGs just makes it a lot more reliable to actually kill someone, makes them less likely to run away, less likely to get third partied, and overall I think that the plane just is overall better. Now in the meantime we have a guy that has been circling the airfield for a good 15 minutes at this point because he's petrified of dying. He's trying to protect that 3-to-1 KD that he's getting by being an absolute turbo rat. He doesn't engage anyone, he's scared of everyone, he's just sitting above the airfield, and whenever you would get within 7 kilometers and you would be at co-altitude, he would simply turn around, dive back to the deck and start climbing again until it starts all over again. Now I'm of course not going to be dealing with this, and luckily the 15mm, even the air target belt, absolutely shred light pillboxes. So I am just going to be killing everything on the ground here, get a little bit of a ticket win or ticket lead for the very simple reason that I'm inviting him to come out. I'm also just constantly talking shit in chat. This riles people up a little bit. It doesn't always work, but this is a certain type of player, one that actually cares a lot about their stats. So shit talking them often works out pretty decently. Now I get my engine blasted by a random AA unit, which is a little bit unlucky. And with 2 minutes left on the clock, the dude finally decides to come out after I messaged him like 200 times. So I'm gonna try to go underneath him. I'm not even going to send it up. I know that he is going to delay. He is incredibly passive. So I am not going to be aggressive. The second time around though, I'm going to react differently. And he didn't expect it. So I am now shooting at him. I'm burning away his energy. I'm also burning away mine. But this is putting a lot of pressure on him, and this is something that he doesn't want to happen. He is absolutely petrified of the thought about dying, or losing probably, but considering he had like 48% win rate, I doubt that was his driving factor. So we dive out, and we are going to be aggressive yet again, because winning is fun and all, but when you have someone that cares that much about not dying, I don't care if I die, as long as you do. So I'm just gonna send it into the dogfight. Yes, he has more energy. Yes, he is going to energy trap me, if it wasn't for the fact that this thing doesn't really stall. And if you keep your enemy close, and your enemy is the Focke-Wulf 189, eventually the crosshair will just move towards your forehead, where it will be applied. Step pedal down, on to the next one. Now this P400 is not a threat, he's probably gonna try to pull in. But I can't really go for him just yet, because we have the Focke coming in over there, and I really need to deal with him first before I drop down. We're gonna dive in a little. Oh, fuck me. Leave me alone, man. Alright, let's pull up over this guy's nose. It is a Focke D13. What am I hearing? I don't like that. It is the P400. Now he shouldn't be able to pull into this. So I'm just gonna get out of the way. Let me kill this guy real quick. And then we go up over the nose of this dude. Oh, he still has some energy. Let's roll out of the way. Knife edge it. Yep, there we go. That is good. Now I should be able to pull over the Hurricane without much issue. So let's keep it flat. Let's keep it horizontal. Hurricane is going first. I need him out right here. Then we go for the P400, that is very busy stalling himself out. Actually make sure he dies. So don't end up getting shot at as he is busy being severed. I don't have any flaps anymore, but that shouldn't be a major issue. Get a little bit of hits. Don't rip the wings off. I got a hit on him, but hard to aim in a roll. Let's see if he goes for me or the other dude. I'm just gonna take it. I do not care. Thank you. Put the extinguisher on. Kill the engine. And that is kill number 5. This doesn't really exist because even 3 minutes into the game with an air spawn, we are only at 2300 meters, which is just very little. Now here comes the Spitfire Mark 1. I'm just going to be pulling up over his nose in the clouds as he absolutely peppers me. That is kind of annoying because I had no idea he was there. But we can of course use the turret here to send him back to the Shadow Realm if I'm actually able to line it up, because it actually turns so well that I'm not quite able to line it up, and it doesn't help that I'm not able to really see him. But it looks like I am able to go back for the shot here as the Mark 1A completely stalls out. So I'm now kind of wrapping in behind him. I need to kill him quickly because the rest of their team is coming in as we speak. That's a severe, thank you very much. Now I need to be careful that I don't get ran down by 3 buffaloes at the same time. Because we have one here and a second one over there, and they are definitely going to be catching me. So I'm just going to be diving away for the time being. Get a little bit of separation as I get sprayed at from 800 meters. And we're just going to send it because I'm going to have to. Get out of the way. Shoot at him a little bit, hopefully kill him in the head on. We don't. So now we are forced to go into a dogfight and make sure that we reverse both of them at the same time. Now we can do such a thing, even though that the F2A just turns incredibly well. I turn about the same, if not better, and I'm very good at low speed, but the issue is there are 2 of them, and if they don't keep turning into the same direction like they are right here, I am gonna have a little bit of an issue. Even with that, I'm probably going to have a little bit of an issue, but that is besides the point. We're just actually going to go straight up here. Going to try to fall up behind them and then hope that they make the wrong decision, because it is very accident prone if I go into that position, because it invites them to turn the other way. Gets 1 hit. That's a kill. And now we just need to dodge this 1 shot, which we are able to do. That is fantastic. And then we're actually going to drop the throttle here and try to wrap behind him by using the terrain, but for the enemy to straight up hose you down. Now here comes a B239, an incredibly dangerous plane to run into, because they actually handle particularly well as well. So we're going to try to roll out of the way here, and I'm instantly going to go for the reversal. But you can tell that he hangs with me relatively easily. Now the issue is, can I wrap this up before his teammates come in? And it looks like I can, because they all break off and leave us alone. Make sure that he dies right here. There he goes. That's a severe. There he goes. So he crashed as well. Fantastic. Let's reverse the Spitfire. Now he's trying to neck G, so just roll up out of the way. And then we turn directly into his ass and try to shit in his mouth. Now the issue is that it is a Spitfire. But the issue is also for him that it's a Spitfire, because they often think that they will outturn anything they run into, meaning that they don't really pay attention to where they are flying. And this is the P-51. I'm just going to be spraying at long range. I'm waiting for him to start shooting. We get some hits, but we don't actually kill him. Let's see if I can get up over his guns. The answer is a resounding yes. Let's get up over the nose of the P-39 while we're at it, because he is not doing very well. See, like this, I can kill him in like 1 turn. Whereas if I do that with the 2.3 version, well, I just die instantly, because, well, the issue is that you cannot kill them in time. In that maneuver, maybe because he's slow enough, so I can really just pepper him. But I wouldn't have killed him in time to pull back into the Mustang, because he would have 100% just had on me then. I can't even see this fucking guy. I'm just gonna spray through the metal. Thank you very much. Kill number 3. As we fly towards the P-38. Let's try to go for a dogfight instead of a head-on. I'm feeling lucky today. I'm gonna neck G a little bit, and the second he starts to roll, I'm gonna pull the other direction. And now, well, he just dies. It's that easy. So we drop the flaps, and you can tell that within a singular loop, I'm already shooting at him. Now I'm gonna just use the MGs and show you how little damage they do, and then I end up, of course, doming him in the pilot. Incredible, really. Get a crit on the B-25. Don't really do any significant damage, I think. And he's now going to use his gunner, which is an issue. One long-range shot at about 1 kilometer. And then I'm just going to leave him alone. So I'm going to dive past him. The second he starts shooting, I'm going to roll the other direction of where he is rolling. We pull in front of him in the hope that he recommits. He does not. And he just runs away. Now, I am going to be able to get somewhat closer maybe in this dive. Hopefully he panics when I do. But he does not, and he flies back to the runway. But he is doing completely fine. What is it with... Oh, fuck's sake. And the B-25 is out here trying to climb up for me. So I'm actually going to do the funny here. And I'm going to go sideways to make him turn. Because now he will not have the energy to pull up for what I'm about to do to him in the slightest. So we're actually going to just pull straight up. And then we pull straight down. And then of course we die to the whirlwind because, well, he has 4 times my engine power, plays incredibly passively, and I honestly had no answers to what he was doing, but it was honestly such a one-sided fight that it's not even worth showing. He had full ammo, 500 rounds, I'm going 300, I just spent 4 minutes dodging his guns until I finally ate shit. Finally we get something to do. Now let's hope that he actually tries to play the game here. I'm gonna try to drag him away from the airfield a little bit. He of course has been camping that for the last 20 fucking minutes. Now he really wants this kill, so we are just gonna pull up over his nose. Neck G a little bit, delay our turn. So we are more closely positioned for the reversal. And here it comes, way too close. Well, this guy just spent like 20 minutes on the runway. And the only reason he was able to take off is because his teammates sat on the airfield for like 10 minutes-ish. Not trying to play the game at all, as you can see by the chat at this point. And this guy actually came back and is now going to fight me instead of camping the base. It is incredible. So we are just going to pull up over his nose, and I'll show you that I'll kill this guy in basically half a loop. So let's drop the combat flaps. And you die. Now the main reason I included this clip of me not actually killing the dude when I say I will is because the clip afterwards is pretty funny because it's the actual game after and it's the same dude. The issue is that if I merge with him from the head-on, he's probably just going to turn up and then he stalls himself out perfectly for the Heinkel 100 to just absolutely pepper him. And that's what I don't want to happen. Now he sees me now, he's definitely coming for me. Yeah, he's shooting from like 3 kilometers, bro. He's probably gonna jam his guns at this point and then I can just full commit. Would that be really funny? If he stops shooting, he jammed. He's jammed. That's really funny. He shot like 1 or 2 guns at the end there, but that guy didn't have any. And I hear someone near me. I'm gonna start banking a bit, get away from these clouds and get a little bit of speed. So that when he does show up, I know where he is. And I actually have... Yeah, there he is. It's a good thing I picked up a bit of speed. Alright, he's already spraying. Let's roll into the direction he is not pulling in. And then we delay our turn a little bit. I keep neck-G'ing here. I want him to overshoot. Well, let's hope that that P2 doesn't actually try to come and gun me down. Looks like he isn't. I-16 relatively close. I can probably wrap up the P40 here, but I'm gonna really need to start doing something. Ah, that is rough. MiG-3, get out of the way. There goes the P40. But there's a third guy around. It's the I-16 that is chasing someone else. So let's hope he doesn't just end up killing him. Just a bunch of hits. P40 is still going for me, naturally. Because once they have locked on, they are gonna keep locked on to you. And let's hope that I can gun him down here. That is a crit. But I can't follow him up, probably. I can. They are not looking at me. A little bit more live commentary than normal, mainly because it is 2.7 and the battle rating just doesn't need much explaining, especially when you're playing turns on its own. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.